Hello.
Yo, how's it going?
It's going good. Besides, the hurricane trying to kill me. But other than
Yeah,
that, it's
you're
good.
like, it's going great over here. Ah! You're blown away. All right, yeah, cool. Well, hopefully it
Fine.
doesn't attack your house while we are cut your power while we're doing the lesson.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I'm just gonna not think about it
Okay,
until
yeah,
it
good
happens.
idea. Okay, maybe we could start with a quick intro for the stream and stuff. Just your tag, where you're from, how long you've been playing, and your goals for the game.
Okay, my tag is Isles. I'm from North Carolina. I'm currently ranked number 6 in the state. I play Jigglypuff, and my goals. I guess my shorter term goals are to just keep climbing in the ranks of my state because I'd like to be like you know, number one. That
Mm-hmm.
would be ideal.
Okay.
Down the line, I would also like to go to majors and you know, do well, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But for now, it's just state stuff since I don't go to majors right now.
Okay. Cool. So, what is the issue that we're going over today? What are we trying to fix?
That's a good question. It's kind of so for a lot of matchups, I do have like a lot of specific issues and like I'll work through them myself and whatnot. But I feel like Fox, like Puff Fox, is just an eternal issue in itself. So there's
Mm-hmm.
always more to like learn and to delve into.
Mm-hmm.
I think for some of the specifics that I know I need to figure out answers for is in this first game I get caught like wave dashing back and like backing up and the fox
Mm-hmm.
will like overshoot, shoot and like body me for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that would be like the first thing and we can just find more I guess as the VODs go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You want to start with the first one you sent, the
Yeah, I would
the
the
FOD one?
VOD.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Cool. Let me screen share you. Okay. So you want to just hop right in?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. We can
Okay.
just get going.
So was this like what you meant about like the overshoot thing, like that?
Yeah, I mean that's probably the most easy to see example is I'll just
Mm-hmm.
back up and I'll get caught for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in a situation like this, I don't know. It's kind of tough to get out of that one. I was just curious if that's kind of what you meant, but I'll see if it comes up again.
Yeah, and it's not even something that like I don't think a lot of foxes catch me for it. It's mostly just this guy, but this guy is
I
also the
see.
best fox in the state. So,
Okay. Hmm. I'm just gonna watch for a second. I'll let you
yeah,
know.
that's fine.
Hmm. The longest first stock of Fox Puff. Like nobody has taken a
Yeah.
stock. I can't believe it. I'm like, okay. I'm just waiting
The
for it
first
to
stock is
end.
very
It's
long on this
no,
one.
yeah. Sometimes it's just like a feeler stock. So I feel it. I was just like, okay, okay. Yeah, so in a situation like this is like I'm thinking about some other stuff that I'm seeing, but like this is just a small example of like if you're in a situation like this and Fox does this right, so right here where Fox does this up smash,
Yeah.
this is like a read that you could kill them out of if you just grabbed like any time that Fox is going to overshoot you like on the ground he is risking the like you could just grab in place. Like an H-Box does that a lot, where he'll get like the wave dash back, and then the fox is now expecting the wave dash back, and he'll just grab in place. And then, so like, for instance, like you avoid this up smash. Okay, it's right here. If you just grabbed right here as like a read, then you get the kill. And it's not that like you have to every time, but Puff is so much about like she's kind of vulnerable to a lot of things where she can kind of just get hit and beat up. And the main way she prevents getting beat up is like the threat that she might read it with a kill. Like that you might get some sort of like rest punish. Like that is like the threat of it, like the constant threat of it is the only thing that will keep you like safe on the ground. Is like the idea that you could grab Fox out of any approach.
Right, definitely. Okay.
Okay. I have some ideas about like the general stuff you're doing, but I just want to watch the second stock first.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, maybe one more. That was good though. Okay, I like that. Oh, that was fine. That was a pretty good edge guard, though. I think I'm just gonna finish watching this game.
Yeah, and we can talk about it after. That works.
Okay. Let's see. Where should I start with this? Okay. So, Puff obviously is a little bit unique in terms of neutral because, like, her main strength is her ability to stalemate so hard in almost any situation that, like, if she decides that we are not currently interacting right now, that we aren't interacting. So, and that is sort of, like, you kind of need to use that strength to make up for her weaknesses because, like, hitbox-wise and stuff like that, she just doesn't really compete with the other top tiers. Her main strength is basically her ability to choose when the interactions happen. And so she has the ability to be extra careful in neutral about choosing her spots. So Puff is all about choosing your spots, and she has the ability to be more careful choosing her spots than other characters. And that is the part of Puff that you need to be really good at to make Puff, like, beat the other top tiers. And
I see.
so there are a lot of situations where you don't necessarily need to take an interaction, where you're sort of taking the scramble or just taking the interaction where you don't really need to. And it's causing a sort of situation where you're kind of scrambling with Fox, like, a lot more than you should be. And it's what ends up with a lot of these situations. Because, like, Puff doesn't kill Fox by hitting him. Puff only kills Fox by hitting him with very specific things.
Right, right, okay.
And so, like, everything about this matchup is very careful of, like, okay, I get Fox with one stray aerial. And then, how much do you use, like, the one stray aerial into, like, side B type thing?
Oh yeah, the two same method. I do that probably not enough versus
Mm-hmm.
Fox. I tend to do it more versus a lot of other characters, but
Okay, no, it's really, really good against Fox. And part of the reason is these side platforms. And let me go over this for a second, and then I will. Let's see. Okay. So Puff has this nice thing on the inner edge of the side plat. I'm just going to use Battlefield so the platforms don't disappear. It doesn't really matter, though. And basically, she has the ability to get this back air mix-up, where she goes this back air. Or, if you dash away on this back air, she gets this. She gets, like, an extended pound that goes past the range of, like, where the back air would land.
right, yeah.
And so...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I sort of know about like that little mix-up. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just probably FOD especially is like a little awkward with the platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
you can still do it there. So
No, you can definitely still, like, get it. Mostly it's just this, because it's like the platforms are lower, but there's also less space that you need to cover off of the platform. So it
right,
basically
that's a good
creates,
point.
like, a very similar dynamic to Battlefield, where, like, to avoid the pound, they would have to, like, jump or, like, dash all the way into the corner. So that's the first one. And I know, like, it might seem weird to be like, well, they know exactly which move I'm going to use. But, like, that is just kind of the nature of Puff. Is, like, at any given point, you only have a couple good options. And you need to basically just get really good at forcing those options.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So, going for, like, single hit, and then looking for, like, one of these side B things, and then if you can't get the side B, maybe you get one more aerial. And then, now that Fox is over 20-something, 22, I can't remember, you get then up air knocked down. So then, after that percent, the up air becomes, like, the all-important move in the matchup, and nearly everything you are going to do begins revolving around either up air or grab past like 20%.
Yeah, yep.
And so and it's just a little tricky because I don't know, it's hard to sort of wrap your head around, I think, like the fact that it's just like it's only those moves. Like I think that's the weirdest part of Puff is that like there's a lot of spots where you just have no business like playing the game.
Okay, so you think I'm like in this game in particular, I'm just like scrapping too much and not picking my spots enough,
Yeah,
essentially?
and it ends up. So let's get past this first stock. Okay, so let's just go over it under that lens a little bit, and we'll talk about
Okay,
like
yeah.
sort of move choice slash like scrapping too much. So okay, so I like this. This was like the correct mix up to go for here. And then if you can't get that, a lot of times, let's see, how did you get hit here? Yeah, so this is like an example of like, hey, I went for my side B that was, really, really good in this spot. And I didn't get punished because I'm invincible. But you could just leave and literally like go to the side plat and then just do the same mix up again and again, trying to get it to hit without taking damage. Because if you haven't taken damage, the same situation, like the situation hasn't changed. But then after you go for it, going for like, I mean, I don't really understand this back air. Let me see. I don't really understand this back air, but regardless, like going for this up tilt is now the dangerous part because like you did your strong mix up and now you're kind of like, it'd sure be nice if this up tilt kind of like, what if you ran off and got hit? And it's like you're no longer playing the situation that you came here to play. It was like
Okay.
the situation didn't work out, and now you're playing this totally chaotic situation, and please, please, and like Puff doesn't need to do that. Her strength is like she's like, give me the side B, and you go, no, I'm not gonna give it to you. And she goes, okay, I'll come back later, and then she just comes back later and goes for like a very similar thing in like 20 seconds.
That is very helpful and true. That you're right. Okay, I get what you're saying now for sure.
Okay,
So I just
so
like overstay my welcome there.
kind
Like a
of,
little
yeah,
too
and this
good.
happens quite a bit where okay, so we're in this spot now. We're like, okay, now we're in kind of this weird disadvantage state, whatever. First of all, I really don't like at like low-ish percents. A lot of puffs do this, where they just do this like instant revenge fair, where they do drift in fair. It's pretty bad. You once again like once you get out of the combo, the interaction is now over. Like this is the frustrating part about playing against Puff is that you get this combo, you get this, and then she's just like, I'll be down eventually. Like she has a bunch of jumps, she has pound stall, she has all these ways to move around and use the platforms, and if Fox is gonna come up here and try to hit you out of it, you might get, you know, a side B, or you might get another hit, or something like that up here for free while you're taking your time. But if you just instantly go, and you know what, revenge forward air, like I want to interact immediately, this is like the weakest position Puff can be in. Fox can just up tilt here and do an up air, and now like half your stock is gone.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Okay, so you get this back here. This is good. You're like, okay, Fox is not at 20% yet. So you're kind of in that, you're still in that same range where you're like, maybe, like, if you get the freest up tilt in the world, that's fine, that's good. Otherwise, it's all grab, maybe side B, or stray damage to get him above the knockdown percent for the up air. So,
I think it's 16
is
if
it
I'm not
really
mistaken.
16? I feel
I
like there's
think
no way it's
so.
16. I could be totally
Well,
wrong, though.
I could also be wrong. That's fair.
I will look. It's 17. Okay, it's 17. Someone says somebody in chat. I thought it was like 20. So that's just my intuition. Like a lot of times I round the numbers in my head to like make it simpler for
Make
myself.
it
So
easier. Yeah, no, that
I'm not
makes sense.
surprised at all. Uh, but yeah, so okay, so I guess I thought this didn't knock down, but I guess with a fresh up air at 17, it does knock down. So that was a good decision by you. I think this going for this up air is good.
Okay.
If it knocks down, this was a good up air because
Yeah.
this is kind of like once Fox gets past the knockdown percent for up air, Puff's game plan becomes very like you're just gonna be reading up airs, and like every time you read an up air, it is like a gamble a lot of times, and you like basically you think of like the amount of percent until you die as like a currency, and you spend one hit of currency, 1 to 2 hits of currency on every up air attempt potentially. Where you're like, maybe this up air attempt, and you might get hit for it, but if you land the up air attempt, you probably just kill Fox.
Yeah, it's just
So it has like,
simple.
it's like you can kind of fish for it. And there's some spots where when you miss it, you still don't get immediately punished. But yeah, no, this was good because you're trying to catch him coming down. Maybe not the greatest, maybe not like the best up tilt ever, but you were also kind of in a bad spot. I think there's not that much wrong with like rolling here,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Puff's roll is like pretty fast, and you know there's a chance that you could roll and then somebody nares into you or something, and you get like a CC or you SDI out of their drill after the roll, and you get a grab.
Yeah.
So I just way prefer like being safe than.
I do think I do that up tilt after up airing a little too often. It's kind of a habit of
But I
mine.
mean, you got the kill out of it, so it might be just be a habit against this Fox. So it's mostly fine. I just wanted to go over my thoughts on it.
Okay. I mean, I think there's definitely
And then okay,
some good to think about
so
there.
and then like immediately because like right here you're like okay, got hit. How many of your jumps do you use? You use like one, and then you just come down. Like you have like 3 or 4 more, and you can wave land off platforms to refresh them. You can move around looking for these hits. You're just trying to force it here. It's just kind of lazy to just immediately go in with the Nair here.
Okay. Yeah, I see
Honestly,
that.
this down
I
air is
do.
a tiny bit like you don't have to you don't have to like when you're coming back to the stage. It doesn't have to be like along with an attempt to beat Fox. Like it's
The
not.
Nair you're talking about?
Yeah, but it's more just like it's kind of like a pattern. So look, it's where it's kind of like he hits you off, and you're kind of like, okay, drop on him with the Nair after one jump. He hits you away, and you're like one jump, two jump, drifting straight at him with the down air. You know, it's kind of this like repetitive thing where he kind of hits you, and you wait a split second, and then you drift. You go literally like if you're here and Fox is here, you will go like directly and in like a straight line at Fox just with an attack out. And that is like,
Yeah, okay.
it's way too greedy. You can just literally like get to ledge, chill out here for a second. Your goal is to get back safely and then set up the thing you want again. If you didn't set it up, you don't have to play it. And as Puff, you usually don't want to. Like, you don't normally want to play out a situation if you didn't set it up. What Puff wants is she wants, like, I back aired a bunch of times, I forward aired, like, into the air, you didn't get hit, I got you in the corner, I did a mix-up, you full hopped, I up aired, you're dead, you know? Like, that's, like, the kind of stock that Puff is usually looking for, not, like, you hit me off and I drift back in and I just hit you and, you know, I'm a sick Puff, and, like, it just doesn't, like, line up with the way the character works.
Okay.
So this was good. You get like this. The up air doesn't make sense at 0. Honestly, let's see. I think maybe down air here. Yeah, like maybe down air here to just build some damage for free, just and then like land here. Like you're not gonna get like a kill out of this or anything unless you get like maybe you could have like Waveland grab or something. I don't know, but like I would just get some damage here. And
Yeah, I think I was going for damage just with the up air, but the drill is definitely better. So
Okay, so then this, you get the back air, you try to get away, this is good, and then the roll is like perfect. You got away almost totally free. Once again, the up air just doesn't do anything here. But like, it's like you're kind of in a spot where like the up air doesn't really do anything, but like it was kind of your best hitbox maybe to hit him. Maybe you could have, I don't know. I guess this is kind of fine to use the up air as like a damage builder here, as long as you are super aware that it will not get you like anything out of it. Okay, you went for up air up tilt. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Could be worse. Okay, but then in this position, it's like this back air was strictly like, hey Fox, you might just kill me for my back air. This wasn't like like basically if you can't potentially kill Fox out of a mix-up, don't do it.
okay.
Like, if he's here, getting this back air is literally, you die. Like, you're dead here. If Fox just grabbed here, you're dead. So it's like, if you don't like it, right here, yeah, maybe Fox is a little vulnerable right here. That's fine. It's like, maybe the only thing you could have maybe sort of gotten here is a grab. Maybe. But if you don't feel confident getting the grab here, just wait. Just don't do anything. You don't have to go in. Because landing the back air didn't actually put Fox closer to dying than he was before the back air.
Okay.
Like, he's equally killable at 22 and 32, or 33.
Yeah.
Like, the
yeah.
same moves will kill Fox at those percents, pretty much.
It's like I already like kind of knew a lot of the like, you know, percent stuff, and you start going for up airs at this percent and everything. But I guess I just didn't realize I needed to be like way more picky about it than I am right now. I thought it was more just like, you know, up air is really good now that it can kill, but it's not like the only thing I should be looking for.
And it's like, nope,
but it is though. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at this situation. This was, I like this except for the drift in here. Like, this was good, and then when you drift here, just keep drifting away, reset
Right,
it.
I went right back into the Fox. Yeah. Okay, I do that a lot.
So you get away here. So this is like another issue is like, look at these back airs. None of these back airs can kill. Like, you do this back air, in danger of getting back aired out of shield. You do this back air, you could have gotten full hop up aired. and you do this forward air, which I guess could have caught Fox coming through, but if you're gonna read him falling through up air here, is
I may
better.
as well up air it, yeah.
And then you get stuck in this close spot where you end up shield grabbing. Okay, you're safe, but then you go for this way dash and grab, which is okay, I guess. Like, you're at kill percent, so maybe not. If you were at a little bit lower percent, maybe it'd be a bit more worth it. But at least, like, I can't complain that much about spamming grab, because at the very least it has a chance to kill Fox. Like that dumb grab in center stage just out of the blue is way better than like that back air double jump hole thing you played out before, because at least it could have killed him. Like, there's
Right,
a
at least
world
it'll
in which
kill.
he dies, and then yeah, it's just lazy
Just
down
ignore
here.
that one. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, now back off. Don't immediately go in. Okay, good. Okay, I like the side B. Okay, good up air attempt. Back off. And sometimes this just happens. Like, sometimes, like, there's no, like, you're just doing, like, a retreating back air and you hit Fox and you're safe. That's fine. Because you weren't, like, this was just your best way to defend yourself here. And it wasn't, like, an aggressive commitment from you or anything. Like, it was just like, oh, this back air will keep me safe if the only thing that hits Fox. So that was fine.
Okay. Right, that wasn't the situation I was like setting up to kill him with.
But then this back air is like, why? What are you getting out of that back air? Or this one?
Okay.
Like, there's just a lot of, it's like you should be trying to set up, tomahawk grabs. You should be trying to set up up airs. And it's like, if you don't see an up air opportunity, that's fine. You just don't have to play. Like, your whole goal is to get Fox to do something dumb and get up air. That's the entire point of this matchup. And so, yeah, going for these back airs are all fine and dandy. And it's like, it's fine once you have this percent, I guess, but like, and
It's not ideal,
it's
though,
not
yeah.
super ideal. And so it's like, okay, so this back air, sure, it's fine. You didn't really have a chance to hit with anything else. This back air, kind of a combo, that's fine. This back air, kind of an option coverage, that's fine. But just keep in mind that every back air, Fox could just slide off and go to ledge. Like, it's
Right,
not
and I hate
guaranteed to
that.
really get you
I hate
anything.
that so much,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
this is like a thing I went over with Toussaint quite a bit when I was helping him out against Spaceys, is when Fox goes off stage. So this isn't like an every time thing, but I think it's worth doing it every time to get a handle on when it's the right decision. When Fox is off stage, and especially below the edge, but mostly just like far enough that you feel like, sometimes you hit Fox off from center stage and he already double jumps and he's already at this spot where he can kind of get on stage, and that's when you kind of want to just hold the stage and go for like a mix up here with like something to cover Fox side being to stage. You kind of just give him ledge, etc. But a lot of edge guard situations like this, when you end up like this, you should be trying to hit Fox before he chooses the angle. Like, it's pretty important. So basically, just go out there as far as you need to and hit him. That should be like, at least like while training for the most part, going off stage to hit Fox's recovery is pretty important, because you don't end up with this. Like, you get this. So this was fine. Like, going for this mix up here. Dude, who's messaging? So going for this is fine, where you didn't have enough time, so you get this going back to stage back air. This is all good. And then right here, when you jump off, you can just hit this. Like, you can just like drift and back air it before Fox even goes. And even when you do this, you can still double jump and still back air it or fair it before Fox takes off. But you choose to try to like cut Fox's angle off. And this is just super duper dangerous, because Fox has like a million angles he can pick, and it's really easy for him to slightly slip by you, and then you'd be in a bad spot.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can just start going out there like every time he's below stage and just practicing it then.
And Toussaint said that advice helped him a lot, or helped them a lot too. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll do that then. I think in particular, if we're just looking at this specific one, Fountain of Dreams makes it like a little scary and like harder to see because like they go into magnifying glass immediately. But
That's true.
overall, I don't do that enough, regardless,
Mm-hmm.
probably. So I'll definitely start doing that then.
Okay, so now it's like once you get Fox to like seven, maybe I don't know, I don't even know what it is, like 70 plus kind of. The up air doesn't really get you anything as much. Uh,
Right.
there's like those sort of percents where like if you up air Fox at 96, you don't even get a combo out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's
Yeah.
when everything becomes very much like extra campy, where you're like, what you kind of want is maybe Fox to try lasering you and give up a drift in, and then you get an unreactable mix-up on like the tomahawk grab or the late aerial. Your goal is to either get a grab and throw him off, get him in the air and catch him with like a back air or a fair, or I think going for that drill shield poke you did was sort of okay, but like it was just a little aggro.
Okay.
You fast fell it really quickly, and you landed in front of Fox, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best, like the safest
Like I
option.
don't
I
think
do
the
go
down
for
air. I don't
drill a
think that
lot.
down air was bad. It was more about the way you like spaced it and drifted it and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
get you.
so you get the forward throw here. This is good. Get the down air, perfect. Run off, dead. Great. Yep. At high percent, that's exactly what you should be doing. So that was good. Okay, now we're. Whoa, so aggressive.
Yeah, that was especially bad.
Like you're puff. And you got to be careful with this like I always come back with a hitbox out like mentality. Like it's not that bad because you used a couple double jumps first. Like you used one, two. Oh no, that was your second double jump. That does make it a little bit worse.
Mm,
Because after the first, like the third double jump is way harder to react to. Basically, like unreactable. Like if Puff does like the third double jump and then drops like a fast fall aerial, it's way harder to react to than the first two. Uh,
okay.
Not even that you should necessarily do this, but like it still would have been better. It's just like you don't have to come in with something this aggro. Like I would rather you go forward first and then like move back than like go forward at the like you went back a little bit at the very end, but overall it was pretty like aggressive. And I just there's no reason to not just like chill out. Okay, so right here we're always just looking for the stray hit or a free grab, but mostly stray hits. Oh, you got platform messed over there. And yeah, this spot is so these spots are really bad. The important part is to realize here that like you're not in a hurry. It's okay. Like the one I don't know if you've ever played Fox in this matchup against Puff, but there's this
Occasionally, yeah.
yeah, but there's this awful feeling last stock where you're like, I'm gonna get rested. Like all of my effort is just gonna go out the window because Puff is gonna rest me. And
Right,
if you
okay.
play too many interactive positions off the bat, you're just going because the feeling I get from right here is you're like, I'm almost at kill percent. Holy moly! Like I need to get this hit now and get some damage, and then you're like, oh, here he comes, and then you just die out of it immediately. And it's like what you need to do here is like Fox is super duper scared of the rest, and so you just need to camp and really give him the impression that like, here comes the rest, here comes the rest. You know it's coming, and he's just like and he has to
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
like deal with this. So you don't really want to come down from the platforms. And I've gone over this before in some other Puff lessons, but like the inner and
Yeah,
outer
I
edges are so, especially the outer edge is crazy for camping. The inner edge is more approaching. The outer edge is like you're just kind of chilling here and you wave land off this edge over and over. Fox can't really like full hop up air because he'll overcommit off stage and stuff
hmm
like that, and he can't get the grab if you never touch the ground. It's only grab and up smash. Those are the two you need to avoid, and those both only happen on the ground. And so HBox in particular, he's just really good at like when he is at a kill percent like this, you will not find him on the ground. Like you won't. There's just never gonna be a time when he's on the ground grabbable or up smashable at this percent. As soon as he's a kill
Yes.
percent, he is very uninteractive, moving around, and he's looking for one little clip, and then keep running around. Don't allow, as long as you don't allow any kill moves, Fox can end up in this position where he maybe gets a couple strays or a couple lasers, and like being at 50 something is actually mad scary compared to being at like 80. Even though
Yeah,
80 is like
definitely.
kind of scary, in the air, 80's not that bad. Like you can die to an up air, but back air you're just totally fine, and like you'll just kind of live forever at a certain point because like up air stops working, you know. It starts getting tough to kill you, especially if you're playing really really safe. So you got to watch out for playing too interactive when you're in that position, and like too like vulnerable. Like the only thing that you need to do is avoid those kill moves. And if you just avoid the kill moves for long enough, there's a chance you could just get an opening and just win.
Okay.
But you need to like let them kind of give it to you, let last stock. Like create a situation where they feel a lot of pressure, not just you, that you're like, you know, I might die here.
Yeah, it's hmm. It's interesting because you mentioned the up airs at like 16 and knockdown, and I know it gets really good there. And you mentioned not being grounded when I'm in the up throw slash up smash both killing me range too.
Mm-hmm.
And like I already know these things, and when I'm playing them, I do think about it sometimes. But it's interesting that like I guess I need to just be more what's it called? Like adamant about it. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the range where like being on the ground can get me killed by both those moves, I need to not be on the ground ever. It's not just like it's bad to be on the ground. Sometimes it's like I need to just not do it.
Yeah, and if you never ever are on the ground at kill percent, you physically cannot die from up there up air.
Right.
It's
That's
literally
yeah.
impossible. He'll have to find another way to kill you, which is pretty nice.
That's true. And the up air is the same thing. It's like when up air becomes a knockdown and it kills, you need to do the up airs. Like that's what you do then,
Mm-hmm. Now,
instead of just
Puff
knowing
is a
it's
very
good.
simple character in terms of like move choice and stuff, especially against spacies. Uh, the hard part is like how you reflect off of them. Like the hard part is looking at the fox against your Puff and figuring out the best read to make by understanding the way foxes think and stuff like that. The hard
Yeah.
part is not really like determining what you're going to go for, because it's like everybody knows you want the rest. Everybody knows you want the up air rest. Like there's no hiding that. There's no like with Fox, you're like, do they want the drill or the nair? Or they like whatever. There's always things they can possibly do. With Puff, it's like
Yeah.
there's only a couple things.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so you just have
Okay.
to use this sort of like the ability to reset is her strongest asset. Like you, instead of being tricky of like we're fighting now, do I use A, B, or C? You're like, we're either fighting at time A, B, or C, but I am using this option when we do fight.
Regardless, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. And yeah, I definitely am not
And
retreating
so
out
when you
of.
play this sort of, we're in close and you're just throwing out moves, and it's like it's
Yeah.
just the territory where you're a low tier and he's a double S tier. Like Fox is insane at scrapping, Puff is like okay at it, probably kind of bad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
So where do you want to go from here?
So I sent you two VODs versus the same person. The first one it was like close and I lost. This one is close and I win. I wasn't really sure if I should send him one of me just getting bodied by him or not. I have those. Um, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to just go over this one next? What are you thinking?
It's up to you.
Do
I'm
you want
fine
to
doing
look
this.
at like what were you saying?
Like win or lose is not a huge deal because I mean I prefer VODs where people like lose in general, especially like the first VOD. But like
Yeah.
I think we have like a good enough handle on like the issue from the first VOD that we could watch a video of you winning or losing or whatever, and it would be pretty similar. So it's
Okay.
more like would you rather do this? Do you want to do the stadium game, or I don't know what other stage this other one's on?
Yeah, the third VOD is with another Fox player. I also win that, but it's close. But it's kind of like that one's kind of a thing where I feel like I play really well, and like we could look at like how it's not actually good. Like you could tell me how it's still bad, maybe.
Okay, let's do the
Um,
third one. Let's take a look at
okay,
that.
let's do that then.
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
Although now after talking about the first one, I feel like this is just gonna be bad again.
It's just
I'm
how
not
it is.
gonna. Yeah.
Mm. At the beginning of the match, remember, I really like the use of this inner edge of the platform. It just gives you really strong mix-ups. When you drop here, you basically kind of just like cornered yourself on the ground. This guarantees Fox a couple lasers to start the game. Whereas if you're up here and he lasers, he could get like literally like grabbed or something.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Okay. Let's see.
That's just me going for a shield grab.
Yeah, I way prefer like an auto cancel, like the auto cancel, like short hop back air, drift in, auto cancel back air, drift back. Like those are a lot safer.
Okay.
Than like
I almost never do that. So.
yeah, it's way better than the L canceled one when all you're doing is like poking. And like I said, when I play Puff here, I super like abuse these inner edges of the platform. Like it's where I play neutral from rather than the ground. Because if you play neutral from the ground, Puff can either go straight in with like, you know, short hop back air stuff, or she can do this full hop where she has to like kind of come all the way down. But she can't really do much else than that. And if you end up in the air out of the full hop, you know, double jump, that's all the type of mix-up you have. You're either going in, you're doing a double jump, and then coming in. But if you use the side plat, it's like you can wave land off, double jump, wave land off here. You can double jump. You have access to instant fast fall. Like you don't, like here it's like full hop, then fast fall. But here, wave land off, instant fast fall, or wave land off, no fast fall, and kind of float. You can
just
do
a lot more options.
There's just so many more options here. It's just better. And then you can still do like wave land off, back air, drift back, the same way as you would out of a short hop.
Right. Okay.
Okay, good. You got nice. You got the percent. Just get out of there. Okay. I don't know how you got red here. I think this wave dash was fine. The Fox just super galaxy brained. I wouldn't worry about it.
That was me going for the pound in the corner. But
so the issue with this pound, I almost feel like it was like kind of reactable how Fox went back, but I could be wrong here. Let me see. Honestly, not the worst side B of all time. Like it's not that bad.
Okay.
I think like I really like to use the side B here more when I feel like Fox kind of wants to be here. So I guess maybe this felt like a little too obviously aggro. Like trying to think. Okay, what I'll say here is the side B you can basically do this wave land off and use back airs to sort of prod at Fox and test his dash backs, and then the side B is kind of like a mix-up on him dashing back for the back air. But this was kind of like, and like I said, I still don't think it's that bad, because at least it's like the hyper-relevant option of like the side B, but I guess it was just like a little predictable. But honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, in terms of where you're at, especially, if you did that and that's how you get punished, it's really not as big of a deal, because I'd much rather you just do moves that kill all the time.
Right, because the times they don't get punished, it's a stock. Yeah, I get that.
It's so funny. Like, you're here and you're like on the platform, and Fox just can't do anything to kill you at all. Like he's just suffering. But then you go to the ground and you just instantly die.
Then I immediately die. Yeah. So I mean, I ran away off the platform. I should just go straight back to him. I guess I like stayed on the ground too long there, or.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
well, it's kind of like, so you get down first, and so you get one chance to up air. So I would have probably gone for like maybe short hop or full hop up air right here, like because it looks like he's gonna run off the platform, and I probably would have gotten him there. Definitely wouldn't go for like a grounded option here. If you went for one of the up airs here, you'd be fine. You can just full hop away, like you're totally good here, and then just go back to the side plat.
That honestly might have been a misinput. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you know, it's like, I don't really care about the missed inputs. Okay. Up airs, please. This first one I can understand because it was like a last second reaction. You just wanted to do this. But then this one, this has to be an up air. Like, this has to absolutely be an up air.
Yeah, I was in like the perfect spot for it too.
Okay, good. Wave land off. Nice. Yeah. Good. Let me see. So this is like, I don't know. In my mind, this is like the side B spot, and it's not even that like he's kind of a slightly higher percent than I would like the side B, but still like it's this feeling that like he's spacing right at this back air range, like right here, and you can kind of feel that your back air is just barely gonna miss. And that's when you want to side B. Like, I would say that when you wave land off the platform, you shouldn't have already decided that which one you're gonna do yet. And it's probably about here where you should decide, like when you do it.
Okay, I don't think I ever really pay attention to that, so that's interesting.
Yeah, just don't make the decision before you ever wave land off, basically.
I probably make that decision every time before I wave land off.
I see. So. And also don't forget wave land off up air is crazy good here. If Fox remains in center, you get the up air, and then if Fox respects your back air and backs off, the up air is safe. So waveland off up airs here is really good also.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, back to the side plat, good. Totally chilling. Okay, this is fine. This is oh no. Oh, you did everything perfectly. You actually played this out so well. Like right here, you're like, you're looking for the freebies, you're looking for it, you go, oh, maybe this one, oh, okay, don't have it yet, okay, you're going in, and you catch the perfect Fox stuck lasering up air rest kill, and you back air. But the neutral there was perfect, where you're like, you're on the plat, you're making his life hard, you're looking for your up airs, everything, and then you finally catch this overcommitment, and that's when it's time to hit the up air, and that's how you do it. But like that whole neutral situation, and now you're kind of like, man, I did that whole thing, and all I got was a back air again. And it's like, no, like you had it.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, that was definitely an up air. I just need to look for him.
So yeah, this second back air is kind of good, but just because it like you spaced, like the fact that you got out of the way of this nair, I don't know, it worked out well. That's what I'll say. I don't think it's necessarily good, but it worked out really well. Like this,
yeah,
this was sick.
The thing to take away, though, is for sure, like, that should have just been an up air kill. Like,
exactly. It should have just for sure been an up air.
Okay. Also, you're talking about the neutral being better here, and I don't know what it is, but Battlefield is just so much easier neutral for me. The platforms are so perfect, and, like, it's just such
I agree. I do think the neutral game is easier on Battlefield for Puff, like, from both like a reacting perspective and like a technical perspective than on FOD. Like FOD, I think is just a harder stage for Puff to play generally, just because it's smaller. The platforms are like narrow, they're low. It's a tricky one. This stage is a lot more comfy and easy for sure. Okay, here when you're going for these aerials, you're being way too aggressive. Like remember, your goal here is to just get percent. So you're going super far in with these fares. But, like, you're not going to get anything if the drift and fair hits. You just want to tack on some percent.
Okay.
Okay, good. Chilling. No! This is, like, the same thing where you're, like, two jumps, and then you're like, yeah, ultra attack on Fox on 7, and you're just going to die. And then, okay. So now we're kind of reset. Wow, okay. Wow, okay, that was sick. I actually thought for some reason you were going to grab there, but this rest was way better than the grab. Big fan of that.
Thank you. So, I basically, you're saying I definitely need to use more jumps when I'm, like, on the outside like that, recovering and stuff? Or is it just, like, the angle coming straight for Fox?
Like, yeah, like, because there you used 3 of your jumps. Like, it wasn't, like, a real problem of you not using enough jumps. It's more the fact that you're, like, clear defensive jump some number of times, like once, twice, 3 times, and then drift in attack. That's like your that's like your whole thing, and like your entire mix up there is like how many times you jumped before you drifted all the way in with an attack.
Okay.
And it's like your goal should not be to get back from disadvantage while damaging Fox. Like your goal should be to get back from disadvantage safely. And then worry about outplaying Fox in the situations that you actually want to happen. Because you don't like this situation. Like the situation where you... it must have been earlier by a second. Where you drifted back. And with, like, the attack. Here it is. Like, you don't... Like, you would never choose this. Like,
Yeah,
like
I would
you would
not.
never be like, all right, you can put Fox at the percent and the position on stage you want. And you're like, that's the one I want. Like, you would never do that.
Right.
And
Okay.
so it's like, you shouldn't take this. It's okay to go to ledge. It's okay to be patient, and it's okay to go over him and just not interact. You don't need percent when you come back.
Dang,
It's
okay,
just
so I
very
kind of
greedy.
do that recovering and just like attacking sometimes, where I'm just not picking my spots
No,
well
I.
enough.
This is something that is extremely common across like melee in general, just because of the game is like so reversal heavy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People get really used to like, oh, I'm at a negative, now I'm at a positive, now I'm at a negative, now I'm at a positive, and they sort of miss the idea that like at higher level, if you get put into a negative, you work your way back to less negative and then neutral, and then from neutral you work to a positive.
Right.
That's like solid gameplay. And reversals can happen, but going like from disadvantage and being like, now I'll be from my worst position to my best position is just really greedy. And it's very common, so it's
Yeah.
not just like a you issue. It's part of the game that like everyone has to get over at some point. That like, even though reversals just kind of work sometimes, it's better to play solid and not try to get them in a lot of situations. So okay, so let's see here. Also, I haven't seen you like SDI even like a little bit on like an up air. I'm curious, like, what do you try to SDI?
I have days where I'm better than others on it.
Okay,
Sometimes I'll get it all the time, and other days it's
because it
like
looks
I
like
haven't
I
hit a
don't know,
single
like it
one.
looks like you're not even like kind of doing it. It's just kind of like which way are you SDIing?
I couldn't. This is from like a couple of days ago. I
Oh no,
couldn't
not
tell
this
you.
game in general. Sorry.
Oh, like how am I doing it?
Yeah, like what do you do normally to SDI?
Let me pick up a controller. Let's see. So the idea is you want to SDI like the opposite direction that he's jumping into you, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
I've always been told. So I think I like slam my I am holding C stick because ASDI, and then I try
Right.
to slam my C stick to the side and like
Wait, you slam your
slide
C
it.
stick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I slam my control
Oh,
stick to the
okay.
side and then like I guess the idea is I try to slam it to the side and then roll up, maybe is what I do. Like slam roll like really quickly to try to get
Mm-hmm.
like more than one input. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what I do.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if that's like good or bad.
No, it's kind of okay, but you're kind of getting worse results than if you like just didn't roll and didn't use the C stick and you just kind of mindlessly tapped it once. You should still be getting a little bit more than what you're getting. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if you're doing it, maybe you're pressing it preemptively before Fox gets there,
I
or
maybe yeah,
what I would do
sometimes.
maybe is set up like an Uncle Punch save state with Fox just up airing you, and just look at it for a little bit and practice SDIing out. It's just I feel like my puff, like the way that this Fox is doing the up airs also, they feel kind of like, I don't know what's wrong with this Flippy replay. They feel like very predictable. Like this Fox has not mixed up the timing a single time. And
Okay.
so there's kind of like the most basic up air timing that Foxes do, which is just up throw. They up throw, full hop, double jump, up air. And it's just like the easiest one to reach puff with. It feels solid, everything like that. At the very least, you should be able to SDI out of that one. Like, because there's a lot of Foxes. Like, imagine that's like the level 1 up air. There are a lot of Foxes that never get past the level 1 up air. And so if you learn to SDI that up air, I can already tell the way this Fox has done up throw up airs that I would have just literally escaped from like almost all of them so far.
Okay.
Because he just does this super basic standard up air timing, and you just need to be really familiar with that. And a lot of times Foxes will start with that timing, and you just get out of the first up air, and then if they're good, they'll start mixing it up and stuff like that. But like, let's say you're playing a really good Fox. Maybe they have 3 different up air timings. You should at least be getting out of the up air a third of the time using like the level 1 timing or whatever. So I just need you to like practice the SDI timing a little bit. I don't know if you're pressing it early or late or whatever, but like you should be getting more than this. Like I'm just not seeing
More
any.
than I'm getting.
It's like you're
yeah.
basically just like putting down your controller is what it looks like. And so
Okay.
you got to just figure out why that seems to be happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that like I've practiced before, and like I will get out of some people sometimes, but the fact that you're going out of your way to point it out over these games makes me feel like clearly there's something I'm doing wrong
Yeah,
with
like
it. So I'll just go back.
yeah, because it feels like Fox goes for the up throw, and like I'm looking at the up air SDI interaction, and it's like there doesn't seem to be one. It's just like he up airs and that's it, and you die.
Okay,
And it's
yeah,
like
no,
that's weird. So
that's good then. I'll just go, lab it out more and see what's wrong then. That's okay.
and it's either too early or too late. So you just like you can also just do a thing where it's like you just record the replay and you just try to SDI out, and when you don't get it, like look to see if it's early or late.
Yeah, yep. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I can do that.
So let's see here. So you get the damage. That's good, and then instantly sort of like overplay this interaction. Like you got your damage. Good. Get out of there. You're all good. You want to set up something where Fox is here and you're on here, and then you get your side B mix up, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's very repetitive, actually. So playing kind of for this is, like, a little scary. And then whatever, you get up smash, that's fine. Time to dip. But no, you come in with this revenge down air, and you get up tilt, and you get up tilted, and it doesn't end up too badly for you, but it's still not great. And then you get these, like, super aggressive back airs that don't really have like too much of a reason to it, and you end up kind of scrambling. Okay, good. You got the second back air. See the difference between like those back air attempts and like this, where you're like, oh, free, easy back air, no consequences, no danger, and Fox is at knockdown percent. Those are the ones you want, because like landing that clean center stage low back air on Fox does exactly the same thing as landing the drift away, barely tapping Fox, and you're off stage and you recover slowly and make it back type back air. Those accomplish the
Yeah.
exact same goal, except one is super duper safe and one is super duper dangerous.
I see the difference for sure.
Up air. And your brain needs to be like when Fox goes like this and he double jumps like this, it needs to be like that monkey picture with like the neuron activation where like you see this and you're like, is there any world where I can get an up air out of this? Like it's like this is like the moment that you've been playing the whole stock for. Is like, oh, the up air right here. So going for the back air here is like, no, like your brain should be freaking out that this is a potential up air.
Yeah, I'm just not looking for it like the whole match like I should be, I guess.
And you see this one because you're like, oh, I recognize this one, and you get it, which is good.
Yeah, well,
But-
when he's above me for like 10 seconds.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I
Like you have
eventually
time to
recognize
sort of
it.
acclimate to this whole up air sort of like lifestyle, you know.
Yeah,
but like
I need to be more on top
it
of
needs to be
though.
like all the time you're ready for this.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That's the SDI. That one's definitely tougher to SDI because this one he did a slightly different timing where he went a little bit higher and like later.
I honestly
but-
don't even look for that right now. I just kind of slam my stick when I think it's gonna hit.
Like I said, all I want you to do is just get out of the level 1 basic scrubby timing every time. And there will be plenty of Foxes that they literally cannot up throw up at you because you'll just get out every time and they haven't learned the timing mix-ups.
And you're saying when you do it and you're able to get out of the scrubby up air a lot of the time, all you do is just you tap you don't even like do the roll. You don't do
I
anything.
literally don't even use the C stick.
You don't ASD. Oh my
No,
God.
and it's like, yeah, if I was a Puff main, I probably would. But like
no, yeah, like
but the
that just
thing
makes me
is,
feel even worse.
I just literally know the timing and they just come up and I just tap it once and I get out. And
Okay.
I kid you not, there are like decent like mid-level Foxes or whatever, and they could up throw up air me for 30 minutes and not hit one. And I've had that,
Wow.
and I've had
Right.
that, and I've been like, you got to mix up your timing, and they're like, okay, and they get the up throw, and they just go up throw up air, and I just get out again. Like literally, it's like that consistent if you know the basic timing.
Okay, that's good to know. That's definitely something I will be working on immediately then.
Okay, one thing, we're almost done. I just
Yeah.
wanted to mention, if you end up in a situation like this is actually Fox's, or sorry, this is Puff's like ultimate zone. Like if you get Fox deep, deep in the corner, it's finally your time to play aggro, where it's like you can super hard pressure Fox here with whatever you kind of want. Like
Okay.
because he's in danger of getting tomahawk grab pushed off. If you just like you can shield drop here, fair retreat or something, or back air retreat, get a little damage maybe he full hops, up air rest. Like there's just so it gets really scary for him in the corner here, even at low percent. He does not want to get tapped out of a jump here and get sent off stage or forward thrown or back thrown or down thrown. So when you see this spot, it's a little tougher at 0. Maybe at 0, I would just go for like I would go for shield drop here and then just like tomahawk grab and just try to get like a cheese out of it at 0. But it's just something to watch out for that like you can hardcore like you can expect Fox will do like if the whole goal is to get Fox to do dumb things, this is like peak dumb thing position. Like you're gonna get more dumb things out of the corner there than you will out of like most spots.
Okay.
Just something to
I
watch for. Kind of not really in line with the rest of the lesson, but I thought I'd mention it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I probably give him too much space there anyways in the corner.
So yeah, we'll just finish this watching this game and then we'll call it there. Okay, good. Everything so far this stock has been good. Like you're camping, you get your one back here. You go for the side B. He sees it. That's good. Back to the side plat. You're chilling. Side plat also lets you avoid lasers. You get the tomahawk grab. That's really good. You get a second tomahawk grab. That's really good. Okay, slight misread on the edge guard. That's fine. You're still doing this really well. Corner pressure. It's good. Okay, roll. Good. Up air. Perfect. Oh, could have killed him there. That's fine. Okay, good back air. And, oh, you just go out. You just go out there. You can just kill him.
Yeah, I did it again where I
Do
just
you see it where
I
you're
just
like this and
really-
you're like, you jump out and it's like, oh, you could have just killed this. It's over. He's dead. If you
Yeah.
already started jumping out, I wouldn't have got, yeah, I would have just SDI'd that for sure. Okay. Back air. Okay. Nice. And yeah, you seem to play it pretty well once Fox is already in this kind of disadvantaged position. That doesn't seem to be your problem as much. Like when the back air actually does start working, you're like, oh, I know this, and then you just kind of back air him until he dies, which is good. But it's the up air stuff and like keeping yourself safe stuff and all that stuff that we need that you need to like work on extra hard, I think.
Okay. No, this was very helpful. I got a lot out of that. Thank you. That was a good lesson.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. Sounds good. And let me know if you have any extra clips, concerns, questions, or whatever. Feel free to send them on Discord.
Sure, yeah, I might do that. We'll see. I'll
Alright.
go over the lesson again and yeah.
Awesome. I will be uploading it to YouTube within the next couple days, probably.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Have
Great.
a good
Have a good
rest
one.
of your day.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye.